Hello, Sagittarians. Welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your general intuitive tarot reading for August of 2016. If you're interested in getting a private reading with me, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, or you can book directly through my website, and I'll post the link to that in the description below. For the month of August, I'm getting the sense that there's going to be illumination about a topic, about the topic of love, relationships, especially in how you relate to others in your life, either romantically or in terms of friendship. And it feels like some bonding stuff for some of you. So how attached you become to others, especially in the romantic sense, and why and where some of that comes from. So for all of the signs for this month, I'm getting a lot about inner work and looking within. It seems to be the theme of the readings for whatever reason. Some of that may be just to do with the month of August. For whatever reason, it's the type of message I'm being called upon to deliver in these general readings for August. So I do see you doing inner work, and it is these three major arcanas. The most direct message to me is definitely about bonding in terms of romantic relationships, and that could be around how attached you become, how dependent you become. For some of you, codependency issues. For some of you, it feels like it could be related to trust, more on that part of the spectrum. Trusting how vulnerable you're willing to let yourself become, and open and authentic. So I'm not implying that all of you have issues with becoming too attached or not being authentic or untrusting. But it feels like even if that's not a prominent issue that feels like it's been an obstacle, you're still being encouraged to look at it. Some of that, I think, is in general how humans are changing and how they relate to each other as a lot of us become more enlightened. And that, I think, is something that's going on for you Sagittarians as well. So again, it's like, even if it's not an acute issue that feels like it's causing problems, anything related to that topic feels like there's more deeper information for you that you're being called upon to find from within, just to get better at how you relate to others. To master it even before it becomes a problem sometimes. Vulnerability is a big one. Just going back for a second, one more message. For those of you that do feel like it has to do with bonding, I'm also seeing the image of the Six of Cups. And that feels like there's definitely an element of looking back at childhood bonding, either with parents or even siblings or others at that time, and pinpointing the issue. And that doesn't mean that that has to be really serious, intensive work that you might expect to do with a mental health professional or something like that. It could be simple. It could be really simple. It could just be kind of looking at some common themes that maybe came up in terms of relationships in childhood or in your teenage years or early years, and just kind of pinpointing maybe a pattern of yours or a habit, or it could even be to do with a type of person or what you feel like you want out of a relationship, and just looking at that and maybe challenging yourself around it a little bit. And sometimes we hear something about inner work and automatically feel like, it sounds like too much work, it sounds too intense or too serious, and you don't want to go there. But sometimes these things can be pretty simple, if you just even are aware that the encouragement is there for you to do it. And that, I feel, is something that I'm helping bring about with this reading. But I was going to talk about vulnerability, and I feel that that's another important theme for some of you Sagittarians, where I'm sure that you always try to be yourself as much as possible around someone, especially who you love. I feel that that is also something that can go deeper for you. That there's a side that maybe has not been exposed for a long time, especially in a romantic relationship. And I really get the sense that, so sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable because we feel threatened, and we feel that it would trap us in some way or hurt us in some way. But the irony is that becoming more vulnerable could in some sense free you, and that not allowing yourself to be vulnerable could actually be what's imprisoning you to a certain degree. And it's not about opening up to vulnerability to allow someone to take care of you or to help in some way, or that because they can give or heal that or help it necessarily, though that could be an aspect of it. But it's more about what that does for you, how it makes you feel, because I do feel like it will lead to deeper self-love. It's kind of like being honest with yourself, and how can you expect someone to be honest with you if you're not honest with yourself, or trusting of you if you're not trusting of yourself? So it's that tone of vulnerability that I'm feeling, that I'm hinting at for this particular message. And finally, with the King of Cups here, though that is also to a certain degree just about mastering your self-love here, I also feel that it can lead you to being able to do some of this and pinpoint some of these things and master them, could also lead to a new beginning in terms of love or romance or relationship relating, and possibly a new person. Definitely a new type of person. I feel that it would be a major shift for you in terms of especially romantic relationships, but really relationships of all kinds. And that a new person may even enter once you've gotten to a point where you've done some of this work. I don't know that that's necessarily August. It does feel like some of this may take a little bit of processing time. But I do feel this hope with this King of Cups as someone coming in who is better suited to you and the type of relating that you're meant to be doing. Okay, Sagittarians, that is your general reading for August. If you'd like a private reading where I look more at any of these issues or a specific event in your life, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Thank you.